Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Karina Rivera and I am a Redline youth leader here at TLCC. Woo, go Redline. So for those of you who are watching who have any children in grades 7 through 12, I think it's a great opportunity for your child to meet new friends, make new connections. We have awesome messages that stream live every Friday at 7 p.m. So you can tune in on tlcc.org and we have a link directly to Redline at 7 p.m. Or you can go on, if you have Instagram, you can go on our Instagram and it's at Redline Youth 747 and the link is directly in our bio and you can check out our TikToks, you can check out the link right directly to Redline, and we also have our YouTube channel linked there as well for those of you who have missed our past messages or just want to check out our messages. Do your thing. But yeah, so I think it's a great way for your child to connect and yay, so it's really great. But yeah, today I just wanted to focus on a couple of stretches and movements to kind of get the body moving and challenge the body a little bit more. For those of you who have tuned into my past video, thank you so much for doing so. I really genuinely appreciate that. That one was a little bit more relaxed and more focused on breathing and just some simple stretches. But today I kind of wanted to challenge the body a little bit more. So thank you so much for tuning in. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy so much. So thank you. And if you have any questions or concerns or thoughts or anything, or just want to say hi, don't be scared and comment in the comment section down below, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions or thoughts you may have. So yeah, I think we should get started. Really quickly before we get started, I'm just going to open up into a quick prayer. Dear Lord, Heavenly Father, thank you for this glorious, beautiful day you have made for us today. Thank you for another day of life in your name, Lord. Lord, I just pray today that you grant this session with all of your grace and your strength and everything today, Lord. I pray that you give your grace to others who are going to be working on this stretch and the sequence today with me, Lord. I know it's going to be an awesome one, so I thank you so much. Really quickly, I pray over those whose families are struggling right now, or family members are struggling, or you know, during this COVID-19 pandemic. I just pray over those who are in need and suffering. I just pray that you send your angels to protect them, Lord. But yay, I'm excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Lord. I pray it's going to be an awesome one. So yay, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. Yay, let's get started. I'm so excited. So to start off today, I'm going to have us come into just a cross-seated position. If you are able to put one leg over the other, that's amazing. If not, it's totally fine. Just be regular pretzel crisscross. So I'm just going to have us come into this setting right now and just kind of get the body relaxed and just relax, release ourselves of any stress or anxiety we may have, and just kind of relax. I'm going to have us put our hands into open hands, open prayer, open heart. This stance helps you receive. So just think of yourself receiving God's grace right now. And I want you to close your eyes. And I really want this time to focus on our breaths and our breathing. So really just inhale through the nose. And take a deep exhale. And we're going to do this 3 more times. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, and one more time. Inhale. And exhale. Awesome. And I want you to take this time, still with your eyes closed, just kind of speak to yourself what you're grateful for today, what you woke up grateful for, feeling grateful for, sorry. And just kind of think about that and I'm thankful for this glorious, beautiful day. I love this warm weather. I'm so thankful for that. I'm thankful for my family, just being healthy and strong. All right, open your eyes. Great. And now what we're going to do, you can take either arm. I'm going to take my left arm and I'm going to put my elbow to the mat and I'm going to take my right arm and stretch it all the way up and over you're really gonna feel this like a line straight through. So I'm gonna take your arm up and over, and if you can't put your elbow to the floor, you can just extend that as well. And just really stretch. You're gonna really feel that line from your arm all the way to your hip. Really stretch that out. Awesome. Just hold it there. Make sure you breathe. Great. And then I'm gonna have you take your arm, put your head into your palm, and then I'm gonna have you tilt your head back as if there's a wall behind you. I'm gonna really stretch that and lean into that imaginary wall. And that's gonna help open up your back, your shoulders. And we're gonna come, exhale into the knee. Really stretch that. And one more time. Inhale, open up. Hold that. And then exhale, come back down. One more time. Inhale. Hold it there. Exhale, make sure you're breathing, and come back down to your knee. Awesome. Now we're going to bring our right arm, or whichever arm you're using, to the other side of the mat, and same thing, repeat the process. We're going to bring our arm back over and really stretch. Stretch all of in here. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. And just hold this for a second. All right, same thing. We're gonna bring that left arm for me, or whatever you're using, we're gonna bring that left arm back over our head and pretend there's an imaginary wall. Inhale. Make sure you're opening up that chest, opening up that back. Exhale. Hold it there. Inhale. Exhale. All right, and then we're going to come back forward into our knee. Exhale. Same thing, back up. And exhale. Back to our knee. Inhale one more time. Back up into that wall. And exhale back to our knee. Awesome. Great. We're going to come back. Great. And so now we're going to come into a tabletop position. Now we do is place your arms on the mat. Turn back around. Great. Now we're going to be like this. Great. Awesome. So now what I want you to do is bring your right leg, bring that straight up. Straight, just like that. Flex your foot. You don't want to point your foot. You can if you would like, but I want you to flex your foot. Really get those muscles stretching in there. All right. Awesome. And inhale, we're going to reach that towards our knee. So inhale towards our knee. Great. And back forward. Really lengthen that. Exhale. Inhale to our knee. And back. Straighten that leg out. Make sure you really lengthen. Feel that length really go through your leg. Inhale one more time. Awesome. And then exhale. And then now what I want you to do is cross your right leg over to your left and lean into that and look at your leg. And you're going to really stretch your hips and your back out, your shoulders. Awesome. Now come back. Inhale. To your knee, exhale, straighten. Come back. Over your left, look at your foot. Stretch those hips back, legs. Awesome. Bring that back. One more time. Exhale. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale into that fold. Look at your foot. Great. We're going to come back into that position. And from here, I'm going to go into child's pose. So what that means, you're going to cross your feet, your toes over each other. and really push from the mat. Keep your hands there and lean into that position. Look down, breathe. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Really sit into that. If you want to rock your hips, you can. Really get that stretch going from your back. Awesome. All right, and from here, we're going to go into downward facing dog. So we're going to put our feet right on our mat. We're going to gently we're going to extend our elbows, gently lift our knees up a couple inches, and then push your hands back, going all the way up to the sky, and then extend your knees. And feel that stretch in your hamstrings back here. And again, if you need to pedal, you can, to relieve a little bit of that. Okay. Extend back here. If you need to relieve a little bit of tension in your hamstrings, you can absolutely do that by pedaling back and forth. Make sure you're breathing. All right, and then we're going to come back down into tabletop position. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So now we're going to do the left leg. So exhale, I want you to extend the left leg. Make sure you're flexing that foot, keeping it nice and strong. Imagine that full stretch. All right, and we're going to bring it to that knee. Exhale. One more time, stretch that leg, hold it there. Make sure it's nice and long. Awesome. To the knee, exhale. One more time. Nice and strong. Great. To the knee. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing like we did on the other side. We're just going to extend our leg, bring it over to that, over on top of your right leg, and just look at your foot, really stretching out your back, your hips. Awesome, bring it back. Gonna bring it back to the elbow, straight in, exhale, and then bring it back over. We're gonna do this one more time. Bring it back, straighten to the elbow. Exhale. Inhale, back, straighten out. And exhale, over. Take a look. Hey, foot. How you doing? Back straight. And we're going to come back down into a tabletop position. And one more time. Back into child's pose. Extend those hands and those arms. Push off from your palms, look down at the mat, just relax your head. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And again, just kind of rock back and forth if you need to. Get those hips kind of moving. Relax your head, stretch those arms. Great, and uncross your feet. We're gonna put our toes back up and we're gonna come back into downward facing dog. So extend your legs, push off your hands. If you can flatten your heels, do that. If you wanna bring your hands up a little bit more so you can flatten your heels. If you can't, it's totally fine. Don't even worry. There's no like, there is right and wrong, but it's totally fine if you can't. And if you can't, just pedal. If you need to. And just hold into downward facing dog just for a second. Really get that stretch happening. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. And now we're going to walk our feet back up to the mat. Back up to the mat into a forward fold and just hold that there. I like to hold my ankles and kind of pull myself a little bit more towards my knees. If you want to just graze the mat, touch the mat, it's totally fine. And hold that. So now that we're in a forward facing fold, I want you to put your hands back on the mat, bring your feet back into a plank, bring that booty down to a plank. We don't want to plank like this. That's going to put a lot of strain on our back. So we just want to put it like down like this. Awesome. And now we're going to go back into downward facing dog. Extend those hands, look down. Now what I want you to do is move your heels over to either your left or right side. I'm moving mine over to the left. Bend your knees just a little bit and look through your armpit. Really stretch. Awesome. Come back to center, downward facing dog, and same thing. Now move over your heels to the right side. I'm just looking through my armpit here. Really stretch those arms, bend your knees a little bit. Make sure to breathe. Awesome. Now, we're going to go back into a plank. Slowly bring your knees down. We're going to go back into child pose. Just relax. All right. And from here in child's pose, what I want you to do is come back up into tabletop. And now we're going to flatten out your feet. And we're going to come down onto the mat slowly. Awesome. And for this, just kind of relax your body. I'm going to have us bring our elbows up kind of off the mat or off your carpet, wherever you're using. Bring your hands. Make sure your fingers are wide spread open and lift up your elbows. And we're just going to slowly use your arms, just your arms. Try to relax and push your belly, push your pelvic area, push everything into the mat and just lift up. We're going to slowly come. This is really going to work out your arms. And then as you come up a little bit more, make sure your elbows aren't so far out. Make sure they're bent in a little bit into a slight cobra. Breathe, exhale, inhale. We're going to come back down. Make sure you're extending those elbows. Come back down. All right, and one more time. Slowly lift up. And we're going to bring our elbows back in into a small cobra. Just breathe. Think about what you're grateful for. So much to be grateful for. It's unreal. Breathe. We're going to come back down. One more time. All right. Make sure those fingers are widespread. We're going to bring those elbows just slightly up a little bit. And then as we move up, bring those elbows in into a cobra. Awesome. Exhale. Back down. Great. Now bring your hands back onto the mat. Bring your feet nice on the mat right there. With my toes on the mat. There we go. Lift all the way up. We're going to come into tabletop position and then lift our knees back up into, you probably guessed it, a downward facing dog. I love downward facing dog. I feel like it really gives you a good stretch. Not only in your shoulders and your back, but your legs. Like I feel like sometimes we neglect certain parts of our body. And downward facing dog, I think it's just a great stretch. All right. We're going to come back down and to in the tabletop position. And then from here, I'm going to have you come back up, walk your feet back up to here, and then come into a forward fold. Right? And then from here, hold that for just a second. Then we're going to come up slowly into high praise. Bring your hands all the way up, say hi to God. And then we're going to come back into prayer hands, just right at the heart over here. And then one more time, we're going to bring our hands back up into high praise, say hi, and back into the prayer hands right here. And then one more time. One more grace, hi, hello, back into prayer hands. Here, I'm gonna have you come back into a forward fold. We're gonna bring our hands to the mat. We're gonna step back into downward facing dog. Awesome. Facing dog. We're gonna come back one more time up to the top of the mat. We're gonna bring ourselves up into high praise. And then we're gonna go into a chair position. So slightly sit into that. You wanna make sure you can still see your toes. So if you're too far bent, just kind of relax that a little bit and come into high praise and hold that for just a second. And then we're gonna come back into a forward fold. Relax that bend, exhale, down. Awesome. Now we're gonna go into a low lunge. So you're gonna put your left foot back, bring this into a low lunge. We're gonna come back up. Make sure your right foot is bent, or whichever leg you're using, your right foot is bent. We're gonna come back up into a high praise. And just kind of breathe into that right now. And inhale. Exhale into warrior two. And just flex. And I'm gonna have you flip your right hand, flip your palm open. And then reverse warrior, we're gonna have you put your left arm back and just stretch this over. Now, straighten your front leg. We're gonna bring this back over, exhale. And extend your left arm over, say, hi, God. And pretend, again, like how I mentioned earlier, there's an invisible wall behind you. So you're going to spin your chest and kind of lean on that wall. Awesome. Now bend the right knee. We're going to come back into warrior two. Now I want you to come back and grab your right wrist. You're going to really feel that stretch in within here. Grab your right wrist and stretch. Now we're going to bring our right elbow to our right knee and extend our left arm forward. And look up. Awesome. And at this point, you want your back foot to be at a 45-degree angle. Just hold it there. From here, I want you to plant your arm onto the mat. We're going to turn and face this way. And I want you to turn and bring your right arm up, pretending that there's that wall there. You're going to really feel this in your legs. It's going to be awesome. Extend and bring that arm all the way up. Pretend that there's that wall behind you. And I'm sorry, I'm facing the opposite way. And just really stretch that. It's going to feel great. All right, and we're going to come back, bring back to center. We're going to come back into a forward fold. Awesome. Forward fold. I like to hold my ankles and push. And pull, I'm sorry, not push. Pull myself in. Great. And then we're going to come back into a high praise one more time. Into prayer hands. Right on your heart. Just breathe and exhale. Inhale back up into high praise. Exhale into prayer hands. Great. Now we're going to come back into a forward fold. Bring your hands to the mat. We're going to come back into downward dog one more time. And really push your hands into that floor. Feel that stretch to your back and your legs. Awesome. Now we're going to come back into a lunge position. So I want you to walk your hands back up. Right? And then from here we're going to bring our right leg back. Awesome. Extend. We're going to make sure our left leg is in a 90-degree angle. Great. And then we're going to go into high praise from here. High praise. And then we're going to come into warrior two pose, just like this. Awesome. And just flex that. I'm gonna have you open your left palm. We're gonna come back into stretch back here. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. And then we're gonna straighten our left leg. We're gonna bring our arm back down here, and we're going to stretch that back. Great, we're gonna come back into warrior two. Great, and now we're gonna bring our left arm back down here. Straighten that leg. And then now we're gonna look this way again. Awesome. Okay, we're gonna come back. And now I'm gonna bring my right arm back this way. And pretend there's that wall behind you. This is really gonna stretch your back and everything out. Back up. And I'm gonna have you reach, grab that wrist. Bring our left arm to that knee. And bring that stretch over here. Say, hi God, how are you? All right, we're gonna come back into warrior two. And come back in. We're gonna hold that also. And then we're gonna come back up into high praise. Inhale, exhale into prayer hands. Awesome, great. We're gonna lift up the right leg and we're gonna slowly kick back. Push those palms into each other, balancing, keeping that balance or helping to maintain that balance. Great. Hold that there for a second. You are strong. Flex your feet, flex your toes. And we're gonna come back into a lunge position. Great. Now bring your arms back down. And I'm gonna have you bring your right foot in. And I'm gonna have you stretch it and kick nice and high up. Awesome. We're gonna bring it over our left foot. And we're gonna come down into a plank position. And come back up. Release that foot. We're gonna do the same thing to the next foot. We're gonna bring that foot back in. Stretch. Make sure you have that foot nice and flexed. Bring it over. And into a light cobra. Exhale. Hold that for just a second. All right, bring those feet back in. Now we can all the way come back down into a full cobra. Now we go into a downward facing dog. And we're going to come back down. So from forward fold, we're staying forward fold. Awesome. And then from here, we're going to come all the way up into high praise. Inhale, exhale into prayer hands. Awesome. And then from here, we're going to have you lift your right leg. Awesome. And then stretch all the way, keeping your balance, leaning a little bit forward, flexing that right foot. I know it's a lot of things. And then pushing your hands together, helping create that balance. Great. And we're going to come down. And we're going to come into downward facing dog. And then we're going to bring our right foot, kick it in. We're going to kick it straight up over our left foot. And we're going to come down into a plank position. Awesome. Uncross your feet. You're going to go into a light cobra. And just stretch out that back. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Awesome. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands back up to the mat. We're going to do the same thing, just on the opposite side. So I'm going to have you come in into high praise. Inhale, exhale to prayer hands. Great. We're going to lift our left foot, push those palms together for balance. We're going to straighten that leg, flex those toes. Awesome. And then we're going to come back. Oop, lost my balance there. We're going to come back, awesome, into a light lunge. We're going to bring our hands back down, bring that foot over to meet at downward facing dog. And then we're going to extend our left foot, bring it all the way in, stretch that out, flex those toes, bring it over our left foot, go into a light plank, exhale. And then we're going to undo the feet, come back into cobra. Hold that there. So from cobra, we're going to go into downward facing dog. So we're going to bring our feet back up. All right, we're going to come into downward facing dog here. Hold that, really, really stretch. Okay, and then we're going to lift our our right foot. We're going to bring it up towards your hands and just flex that foot there. And here's really going to stretch and open up our hips. So we're just going to lean into that. And if you can, just bring yourself down. If you can bring your elbows down, that's great. This is really going to stretch all of that. And just really breathe into this. So exhale, bring your head down. And just really stretch from there. Really focus on what God has planned for you and the gifts that you were gifted with. And focus on how you can use those in your everyday life to help serve others. And really stretch that, rock back and forth a little bit. This might be a little tough, and if you feel like you can't bend down, that's totally fine. And if it's easier for you to just sit up and kind of relax that hip, do what is easier for you and best for you. Absolutely. So I'm just going to have us sit in here just a couple more seconds. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure we're breathing. Awesome. We're going to come back up. Bring your foot back in. We're going to come back into downward facing dog. Awesome. Awesome. And we're going to extend our left leg one more time. And bring it back into pigeon pose here. Bring it up to your hands. Unflex that toe, those toes. We're going to come back in. If you need to adjust your leg, that's totally fine. And just kind of stretch into that. And again, if you can, bring your elbows back down to the mat and your head down. Really stretch out those hips. One hip might be more tense than the other. One might hurt a little bit more than the other. And you can just adjust your body movement depending on, your desired strength, your desired level. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just hold it. Relax. Hold it. All right, awesome. We're going to bring our hands back up into tabletop now. We're going to go back one more time into downward facing dog. Great. Now, we're going to lift up our right foot again one more time. Make sure if you want to bend it, kind of roll that out, you can. Roll out those hips. All right, and now we're going to turn. We're going to bring our foot back in here. And we're going to sit right into that. And now we're going to turn our body face that little V we just made. Now I want you to bend forward, exhale, really stretch. Make sure you flex those feet up. Really stretch. For me, this is a harder stretch for me personally, so I can't fully go all the way down, but I'm just doing what is best for me. And I encourage you to do the same. So, I like this stretch because sometimes we don't even think to do this, and it just really helps. Especially when we sit all day, for those of you who are working from home, it just helps. So, I'm gonna have you relax, put your head down, really reach, really reach. And if it helps to just put your head down, bring your elbows in. I like to reach though. I feel like I get more of a stretch in my back as well. Awesome. Now, I want you to bring your arm over to your left foot and grab that, make sure it's flexed up, and look down, really stretch. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and release. Release that stress and anxiety. God got it. God got this. He got you. Just release anything, your worries, your thoughts, anything to Him that is troubling you. He will take care of it all. All right. We're going to come back up, bring our feet back over. We're going to come back into a tabletop position. All right, we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So from here, we're going to go into downward facing dog. Make sure you get that stretch. Bring your tailbone up to the sky. All right. We're going to lift that left leg. If you want to bend it and roll, get a good stretch in on your tippy toes. Awesome. We're going to come back in and we're going to lightly turn. We're going to bring our foot across. Exhale. We're going to sit into it. Now we're going to opposite V on the opposite side. We're going to bring our arms over to our right foot now and really stretch that on our right foot. Make sure our feet are flexed. Breathe. Okay, then we're going to come back into the middle and reach. Really focus on that breath. Inhale, exhale. Awesome. And from here, I'm going to bend my right leg and have my left meet it. And now I'm going to just twist my body. Twist it over. And if you can, you want to bring yourself down to your elbows, do it. And that's really going to get that good stretch in your back, your lower back. Hold it, breathe, inhale, exhale. Awesome. Now from here, we're going to switch into child's pose. So bring your knees back onto the mat and come back down. And just breathe. Think of what a wonderful life God has gifted us with. We get to enjoy these glorious days. You know, I really think that the quarantine, like this whole pandemic, of course, it's so crazy, and of course I would never wish that, but I feel like it was just a blessing in disguise, and a way for us to work on ourselves in a different way and really get closer to God and our spirituality. Awesome. Then we're going to come back up. Same thing. We're going to bring our right knee over, meet our our left knee over, bring our right knee back, meet that, and we're gonna just stretch. Stretch and look over if you can. Bring your elbows down and look. Just breathe. Awesome. And we're going to come back into a tabletop position, into downward facing dog. Awesome. Now we're going to walk our hands up to the mat. Bring our hands up into high praise, into prayer hands. Exhale. One more time. Inhale into high praise. Exhale into prayer hands. Awesome. And then from here, I'm going to have you just turn and face forward. And from here, we're going to go into tree pose. So if it's more comfortable for you to put your foot on the floor to gain your balance and just kind of relax there and bring your arms up, that's totally fine. But if you can, try and bring your foot all the way up. This is gonna challenge your balance. Bring your foot all the way up. Come into high praise. Into prayer hands. Exhale. Awesome. We're gonna bring our foot back down. Release our hands. We're gonna do it one more time on the right side, or your left, whatever you prefer. Bring our foot up. It's gonna help with the balance. Inhale into high praise. Exhale into prayer hands over the heart and hold that. Exhale. Make sure you're breathing. Okay, and bring our foot back down. Release. And with our left, if it's more comfortable for you to just stand like this, just to gain your balance, that's totally fine. It is a little bit challenging, but if you can, challenge yourself. Bring our foot up. Inhale into high praise. Exhale into prayer hands. Hold that. Make sure you breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Release. One more time. Inhale into high praise. Say hi to God. Hi, God. Come down to prayer hands. Whoop. Whoop. Balance. Come down into prayer hands. Exhale. Hold it. Release. One more time. High praise. Inhale. Exhale into prayer hands. All right, and release. Awesome. Great. And then now I'm gonna have you come back, step forward. We're gonna go into a forward fold one more time. So I'm gonna have you inhale into high praise. Exhale back down. We're gonna bring our hands onto the mat and we're gonna slowly back into a lunge. Back from the other foot. Go into a plank position one last time. Hold it. Exhale. All right, and inhale into downward facing dog. We're gonna extend our tailbone up to the sky. Really push those palms into the mat. Pedal if you need to. Exhale. Don't forget to have those heels. Go as far as you can. I have terrible knees and terrible joints on my legs, so I can only do so much. So do what you feel is comfortable. Sometimes pedaling helps me just because my knees are so, so crazy. Awesome. Breathe. Last time, we're going to bring our knees back down into child pose and just the wider your knees, the more of a stretch you'll get in your hips. So depending on what you feel like you need, if you feel like it's okay to bring your knees closer together as you stretch into child's pose, that's totally fine. I'm gonna spread mine just a little bit. Sit down into child's pose, bring your head down to the mat. Exhale. If you need to move around, you can. Really feel those stretches, really feel those hips. Head to the mat, just breathe. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. One more time into downward facing dog. Extend. Hold it. Exhale. All right, bring our knees in. And we're just gonna go ahead and take a seat, take a schmeat. Again, if you can put one leg over the other, it's totally fine. If not, do whatever's comfortable for you. It's totally fine. And then now we're just gonna relax and settle. I hope this was a great stretch for you. So now keeping our hands into open palm, open praise position, receiving God's grace. And just breathe. I want you to close your eyes and just breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And think about the rest of your day. Think about how you're going to start your day, how you're going to stay motivated. You're going to journal or sit outside and just enjoy the nice weather that we've been having. It's so phenomenal. I'm so ecstatic. Honestly, I love being outside and just hanging out, enjoying the beautiful gifts that God has gifted us with, such beautiful trees, weather, animals, and birds. Awesome. I love it. Inhale one last time. Exhale, take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Sorry. Awesome. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this awesome stretch. If you guys want something even more challenging than today, please comment in the section below, and I'll definitely work on something new for you guys next time. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you so much for inviting me into your homes. I really appreciate it. I'm so thankful to be doing this for you guys. But yeah, let me know in the comment section if you have any thoughts or concerns. I'd be more than happy to answer them. So thank you all so much. I'm just going to close out in a quick prayer. So really quickly. Dear Lord Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this awesome, beautiful day today and this awesome stretch that I get to share with everyone tuning in today, Lord. Lord, I pray that you just help give our souls a rest and just release us of any stress and anxiety we may have, or just overwhelming feelings that we may have. And I just hope you I just pray that you give our souls a rest and just help us, rest in you, rest in your name, and just release any burdens that we may have into you, Lord. And I just pray for an awesome rest of the week or an awesome rest of the day, whatever anyone is going through. I just pray that you send your angels out and to help anyone in need, Lord. And yeah, I pray for an awesome, awesome week for everyone. And I just hope everyone has a great rest of their day today, Lord. Thank you so much. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Yay, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoyed. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Thank you so much. Bye.